Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. And looking out there with live cam. Okay, the sun is trying to show its face there, but very cloudy this morning and 74 degrees, so kind of mild for now.
Yeah, so as you can see, as Stephanie mentioned, trying to peek through there. I know Justin's been very busy throughout our morning. Welcome to GMSA at 9 o'clock. It is November the 20th, so let's go straight to the one and only Justin Horn for a check of the forecast. You've been busy, Justin.
Yeah, it was busier earlier this morning. We had some flood warnings around Kerr County. We've had some showers and storms out near Rock Springs. At the moment, radar isn't too busy, but we do think it will pick up a little bit later today. Hill Country is still kind of the main area that we're watching right now, and then some of this will shift towards San Antonio later today. So just know if you're heading out the door right now and you're watching us from San Antonio, there's not really any issues out there. There's the upper level low that's behind all this and starting to shift a little bit closer. So too is that lift that we need to get these showers and storms going. So that's why we think there will be more activity as the day wears on. You look at the authority radar right now, and we have light shower activity from Rock Springs down to Lakey and Concan, and some heavier rain, some flash flood warnings as you get up towards parts of Kimball County, up towards Junction and Brady. That's where some heavy rain is this morning. And then, as I mentioned, just some light shower activity from Lakey, Concan down to Sabinal. I'll put this into motion for you. And here around San Antonio, there's just not much. I suspect we could see a shower or two, and we've seen a couple of those. If you do see one of these quick moving showers like the one we see here on the north side, it will last for maybe, a minute or two and then move right along. But we could see activity like this throughout the rest of today. So 30% chance of rain first half of the day. Then as we get into the afternoon, that's when rain chances go up. So 40% at 3 o'clock. We bump it all the way up to 60% chance late this evening as some storms work their way through. Then after 9 o'clock, rain chances come back down before they come back up again early tomorrow morning with a frontal boundary. So there is a lot going on with more rain chances also showing up during the weekend. We're going to get to all of it. I promise you. We'll break it all down for you coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. Let's take a look at your traffic authority as we get you going right at 9 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Again, 10 East at 410. We have cleared out a crash that was in that area. Everything else across the city is looking pretty good. 10 at UTSA, no major issues over there on the far northwest side. But speaking of the far northwest side, I-10 eastbound at mile marker 501. This is going to be for all of our drivers in Kerrville and the Hill Country. That continues to stay closed due to an 18-wheeler accident. So again, that's I-10 East, mile marker 501. In Kerrville is shut down at the moment because of an 18-wheeler wreck.
Well, now to your top stories at 9. The Department of Homeland Security is providing new information about a massive raid on the north side targeting criminal activity at an after-hours club. That's
right. Investigators say that this is just one phase of ongoing efforts to disrupt organized crime in that area, and more details are expected. Authorities say that more than 150 people were arrested, including 27 members of the Venezuelan gang known as Tren de Aragua. The officials are still finalizing those exact numbers.
In addition to the gang members, 2 people are under investigation for human smuggling and money laundering, and another for cocaine trafficking.
Now, during the operation, law enforcement also seized cocaine, 3 firearms, and about $35,000 in cash.
And last night, a gathering downtown at San Fernando Cathedral and a prayer vigil for the people detained from that raid.
That's right. Archbishop Gustavo Garcia Sierra spoke in response to the raid and those arrests. He says the church is standing with those migrants and immigrants and called for reform of the immigration system.
And another update this morning after SWAT officers conducted a raid late last night at a northwest side motel. San Antonio police have confirmed that raid was related to a kidnapping case linked to a now canceled clear alert.
The raid happened near Wurzbach Road. Officers found 27-year-old Destiny Rose Ferdin injured inside and took her to the hospital. 35-year-old Jeffrey Garcia was booked for kidnapping. The clear alert was canceled early this morning after that arrest.
Well, family searching for answers after the death of 21-year-old Jolie Piscina, a daughter, sister, and mother. They want to know how an initial alert was missed and why obvious signs of a crash were not found.
Jolie was on her way to work on Loop 410 eastbound near Highway 16 when her car went off the road. Her family says that her phone sent out an emergency alert, but when responders arrived, first responders, they didn't find that crash scene. So more than a day later, her family started their own search. They eventually spotted Jolie's car in a ditch underneath that highway, and that's when first responders returned and then ultimately pronounced her dead. So if you were driving on Loop 410 East near Palo Alto, that exit, and saw anything, police want to hear from you as they continue with this investigation.
Well, it's not the outcome that she wanted. We're talking about the woman arrested at an Edgewood ISD school board meeting. Maribel Gadea filed a grievance with the board, but it was unanimously denied just last night.
So we have video from earlier this year at a school board meeting back in August where Gadea was removed from the public comment portion of that meeting and then ultimately arrested. The DA's office, as you see that video right there, has since dismissed the 3 charges that she was facing, but the school still has sanctions against her. The board denied her grievance, saying that her actions violated their operating procedures.
Well, the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo is now saying a qualifier will return to Uvalde as early as next year after it was canceled this time due to an equine herpes virus outbreak.
That's right. This outbreak is possibly linked to a recent barrel racing event. Local veterinarians say the virus causes a serious neurological disease in horses and has already led to several deaths. The virus can spread easily through direct contact between horses or indirectly through contaminated equipment. The event is being canceled out of caution, the one in Uvalde. The San Antonio Rodeo says that it will be back in Uvalde, though, next year. They're also currently working to fill that field of contestants for February.
All right, well, here's a look at today's 9 at 9. The number of botulism cases linked to a recalled infant formula has increased. The CDC reports that 8 new illnesses in 15 states. A total of 31 infants have now been hospitalized. Now, no deaths have been reported. However, the FDA has received reports that By Heart Whole Nutrition baby formula is still on some store shelves in multiple states.
President Donald Trump has authorized the public release of all Jeffrey Epstein-related files. This bill mandates that Attorney General Pam Bondi release all unclassified records tied to Epstein within 30 days. However, she has authority to withhold or redact information that could interfere with a federal investigation.
Governor Greg Abbott has declared the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, as a terrorist organization, along with the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, CAIR has since called Abbott's declaration defamatory and says Abbott has no authority to make such a designation.
And according to the latest jobs report that has delayed for weeks due to the government shutdown, we now know that U.S. employers added a surprising 119,000 jobs in the month of September. Investors watching this closely as they see these new numbers. They could influence the Federal Reserve's next move on interest rates.
Well, Ford is recalling more than 200,000 Bronco and Bronco Sport vehicles models years 2025 and 2026. The problem is with the instrument panel showing blank screens upon startup, which includes the gauges and warning lights on that dashboard. So Ford will fix the issue free of charge.
Well, the NTSB is warning that many bridges across the country are at risk this morning. In efforts to prevent bridge collapses, they issued 17 safety recommendations targeting both ship operators and also bridge owners. They also recommend installing warning systems for drivers that are crossing bridges to alert them in case of any emergencies.
Well, Target posted another drop in sales during its latest quarter. It is the latest signal of trouble at the struggling retailer. So last month, Target said it planned to lay off 1,000 corporate employees. Target sales haven't grown in about 4 years.
Well, Amazon is trying to take a little bit worry out of gift giving. The company says it is now extending the return window on most of its items purchased before the end of this year until the end of January.
Well, NASA has released the latest images of an interstellar comet known as 31 Atlas. The rare comet was first detected on July 1st, and it is the third ISO to originate outside our solar system and pass through it. So the object will swing within 168 million miles of Earth on December 19th. So mark your calendars.
Yes, definitely. Pretty cool stuff there from NASA and outer space. Okay, time now is 9:07. We're looking at 74 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9 o'clock.
So a local nonprofit stepping in to fill in the gap for donations of an item that often goes unnoticed. How the Chonas Ferry is bringing real smiles to San Antonio students.
All right, cannot wait for that. How about this? A brand new mural on the city's south side of town, bringing San Antonio's history and vibrant culture to life with those beautiful bright colors. Fiesta colors right there. Also some iconic landmarks. We're going to tell you how some local artists are celebrating our city like never before.
you're on the go but don't want to miss out on important weather alerts, we've got you covered. First, you want to download the free KSAT 12 Weather Authority app. It's available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. You'll want to search KSAT 12 Weather Authority. Once you open the app, you'll want to turn on your location. Our app provides detailed 24-hour and 7-day forecasts tailored to your specific location, accessible by city, zip code, or wherever you are. Here, you can see the forecast, temperature, and real-time radar. You can also watch the latest forecast from our KSAT meteorologists. So make sure you stay weather aware and turn on your notifications.
Well, check this out. A new Southside mural is hoping to bring culture and the city's history together through bright colors and designs. This is a brand new mural off of Southwest Military Drive created by local artists Armando Zimmerli and Mikey Sanchez. Did I get that right, RJ?
Zimmerli.
Zimmerli.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Sorry.
Well, it has an iconic San Antonio landmarks all over the mural. We got the Fiesta colors, got to have that symbolism from the Mission Drive-In Theater. Check that out. Plus, we also got the Torch of Friendship sculpture downtown San Antonio. Also, folklorico dancers and Tejano music. And of course, Steph cannot forget about this, cruising through Southwest Military after a big Spurs win.
So I feel like someone's gonna walk by and it's gonna relate to somebody. One of the pieces or one of the part of it's gonna relate to somebody. Oh, I grew up doing this. Oh, I remember doing this. Oh, I seen that building. And I just feel it's gonna bring a lot of joy for the community, for the city, honestly.
Yeah, and a lot of color there too. So I spoke with Mondo and Mikey, and they said that once they came up with the design, it took them about 10 days from start to finish, also countless hours. Mondo was out there definitely getting this done. The mural is part of some new businesses, including a brand new Chick-fil-A that's opening along Southwest Military Drive. All right, so coming up on 9:14, as students move through the school year, you're going to see plenty of donation drives for supplies, haircuts, and even new shoes. But educators say that there's an ongoing need that often goes unnoticed. Steph, new underwear.
That's right. And now a local nonprofit called Círculo de Chispas, they are stepping in to close that gap. And the group is working directly with elementary schools to identify which campuses need the most help. And they're getting some assistance from the Chones Ferry or the Underwear Ferry. A heartfelt donation of undergarments to kids who really need it here at JT Brackenridge Elementary.
At 78207, we're one of the poorest zip codes in San Antonio. Sometimes children we notice will come in with dirty socks, and sometimes it's a day or two.
These donations from San Antonio-based nonprofit Círculo de Chispas. They've been working with elementary schools in our area since 2021 to support underserved children by delivering these much-needed items.
I hope that a child receiving a calzoncito will make a difference. I know it will not take the child out of poverty, but it gives them hope.
Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is the founder of Círculo de Chispas, and she says she hopes this service will not only provide a basic necessity, but also help students with their self-confidence.
Felt so loved when my grandma made me my dress out of flour sack and made that pretty calzoncito to go with it. You know, just a new calzoncito makes anyone feel good and dignified.
And her labor of love has made her a familiar face throughout the community. The staff at the schools even lovingly call her the Chones Ferry, which translates to the Underwear Ferry.
When she saw that we had undergarments, she goes, "Oh, you're the Chones Ferry."
Yeah.
She said that she had opened that drawer and seen a lot of undergarments, and they didn't know where they were coming from.
So they thought that a Chones Ferry would just come and leave Chones at night. I don't know, but here we are.
Tejano music star Patsy Torres also making a big donation for the students. Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is grateful for all the help.
It's up to all of us to pass our blessings forward.
So if you'd like to donate, you can find them on Facebook or their website, círculodechispas.org. And Gloria really wants you to donate, so she says if you can't get on the internet, you call her, 512-924-5855. She's like, call the Chonas Ferry, and I will come to the rescue. And she actually made me an honorary Chonas Ferry. She gave me a little pin, and it was really, really nice to meet her and the whole team. So thank you, Gloria, for all that you do.
That woman is definitely a saint, and I love that story right there, Stephanie. Something like you said, it's a small thing, but obviously makes a big difference during the holidays. I get underwear, socks all the time for for Christmas, so it always helps.
Yes, it does, especially during the school year when some students in the beginning of the year maybe they have it, but just they don't have that towards the end of the year.
So true, and I love what she said there at the end, passing along blessings. It's something that we all should do. So yes. Help them out. I love that so much. Thank you, Steph. I want to start weather here with a check of the Authority radar, because we do have some activity starting to take shape out there. And look, we've seen rain throughout the morning. In fact, we had some pretty good thunderstorms around Kerrville overnight, and then we had storms this morning around Rock Springs and Del Rio. But now we're starting to see sort of more widespread shower activity, and we'll probably start to see a few more thunderstorms redevelop here, namely across Edwards County, but Valverde County too, Kinney County. We're just starting to see more lift come in here, and I'm going to put this into motion. You can kind of just see the uptick in activity really over the last 20 minutes or so. You see those kind of downpours flaring up. So I think that we'll start to see more on Authority radar here out across the hill country over the next couple of hours. But even here in San Antonio, now we have not seen much, but I'm going to switch radar sites because we're going to use the one that's closer to us there in New Braunfels. And you'll see that we've had even a couple of downpours work through San Antonio. Very quick moving downpours, so they're not going to put down much rain. But it just goes to show you the atmosphere is kind of starting to get itself ramped up here. Let's talk about what's going to unfold. So we'll look at the futurecast, and I'll kind of walk you through this. This is midday. It shows a couple showers here around town, but the bulk of the action is going to be out west. And you're going to get this line of storms. And by the way, this is the newest model, one of our more reliable models. So I like the way it looks. But you see that the line of storms develops, and you'll get that, what we talked about yesterday, where you get training, where these storms kind of move over the same spots. And really, again, it's Del Rio to Rock Springs is kind of that corridor. Now, this does start to spread east. I'm going to fast forward now to 6 p.m. And this brings rain closer to Kerrville, Fredericksburg, but also a little closer to San Antonio. Now, here's the big question is, do we see this line extend a little bit further south and we get some action here in town? Or do we stay just on the southern tail of this and not get much here in San Antonio? I think that remains to be seen. I do think that there is a decent chance for storms here, showers and a couple storms during that period. It's just going to be a matter of how far south that line goes, because a lot of the energy is just kind of shifting north of us. We get a little bit of a break, and then we should get another broken line of showers and storms tomorrow morning. This is around 6 a.m. right along the frontal boundary. Now, this front is weak. It's not going to do much for our temperatures, but it may kick up some storms. We'll be on the back side of it most of Friday, which will keep us pretty quiet. But by Friday night into Saturday, here comes the rain again as this lifts back to the north as a warm front. We get more moisture and more rain chances over the weekend. So that's the latest thinking. Now, the flash flood risk today is pretty elevated. Where you see this red color, we've got a scale up here, and it's, think of it 1 to 4. This is going to be a 3. So those of you watching from Del Rio, Rock Springs, Lakey, over to Brackenville, please be weather aware today, as some of this rain could be heavy. We know some of the river basins can take on some of this heavy rain, and there can be some issues. Kerrville overnight, we did see some flood warnings there, and the Guadalupe rose a little bit, but thankfully not much, and we didn't have any issues, so that's good. But again, we just want to be so sensitive to this after what happened this summer. So here's what we're thinking. Hill country rain chances are going to be fairly elevated into the afternoon before they fall off this evening. San Antonio is kind of the opposite of that, where we have just small rain chances, but then they pick up towards the late afternoon and evening hours, which means your evening commute, some after school plans could be affected. It's not a guarantee. 81 degrees is where we end up today, and that's with some peaks of sun. 81 Bandera, 78 Comfort, 80 in Kerrville this afternoon. In the extended forecast, we're going to go 79 tomorrow after some morning showers and storms. Some rain chances over the weekend. Those continue into Monday morning. We get a front through that clears us out a little bit. Then we get a secondary front, at least that's the way it's looking now. That would cool us down for Turkey Day into the 60s, which sounds nice too.
I love that dancing turkey. How cute.
It's my favorite. I like bringing it out every year. He's got rhythm.
Yeah.
He does. He's got some moves.
He's ready. Ready for the big day.
Yep.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep.
Well, artificial intelligence is taking a turn for the worst in this item right here, a brand new teddy bear that speaks. And after the break, we're going to tell you why this item should be excluded, though, from all of your kiddos' Christmas list.
This morning, new warnings about toys that contain AI chatbots. This might look like a cute plush doll, but sales of Kuma Teddy have now been suspended after researchers found the bear openly discussed sexually explicit and dangerous content with kids, including how to light a match.
Hold the matchbox with one hand.
When prompted, the bear also telling them where to find a variety of potentially dangerous objects, including knives, pills, matches, and plastic bags. The bear, which sold for $99 online, integrates OpenAI's chatbot.
We just have no idea what these AI toys are going to do to a child's development and to their mental health. And so unless you want your child to be part of this experiment, we recommend that you avoid AI toys for now.
It comes as lawmakers grapple with how to regulate the AI industry. The website Politico reports the White House is now planning an executive order aimed at blocking states from issuing their own regulations to prevent a patchwork of state rules that could hamper innovation. Congress has also considered a similar action. One state lawmaker in Pennsylvania outraged, saying Washington is again attacking state sovereignty. As for that AI teddy bear, the company has taken all of its AI-enabled toys off the market for a safety audit. If you want to buy your child an AI-enabled toy, experts recommend buying it from a reliable source and shopping for it in person so you can try it out. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
Welcome back. We're starting our 9:30 half hour with a look at live cam. Some cloudy skies out there. Our Weather Authority meteorologist has been tracking all of the activity out there for us. Justin, how are we looking?
Thanks, sir. It's been just such an unusual November in the sense that it's just been so warm and humid, and we're getting these storm systems in, and they are kicking up some showers and storms, but we're still waiting on some of that cool air to get here, and that's not going to happen until we get a little closer to Thanksgiving. Let's first start with some of the headlines today. So the Hill Country, if you're watching us from there, know that you're going to get some off and on showers and storms too through roughly 7 p.m. Thursday. You may see 1 to 3 inches. Now, there could be some spots where we get 6 inches plus, but do know these are very isolated areas, and we don't expect widespread flash flooding. But if there are some spots that do see some trailing thunderstorms, this is possible, and we want to make sure everyone's fully aware of that. We'll let you know if there are any warnings that come out. For San Antonio, we're talking more on the order of 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. with some breaks in there. As we discussed last half hour, a lot of the energy starts to shift a little bit north, so we'll be on the far southern end of this, and our rainfall totals are not going to be that great, I'm afraid. 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. There could be some spots that see a little more than that if we get a thunderstorm to develop around San Antonio. But again, it looks as though a lot of the energy is going to shift just north of town. As you look at the authority radar right now, you can see some of those showers and storms that are beginning to develop out west. We've seen kind of an uptick in that activity from Rock Springs to Lakey over to Concan. Most of it light for the moment, but we do expect you'll see more thunderstorms, lightning, thunder developing there. So for San Antonio, 76 noontime, we're going to keep a 30% chance of rain in through much of today just to account for any showers that may develop or drizzle or anything like that. And then as we get into the afternoon hours, that's when rain chances start to go up. We're going to leave in a 60% chance of rain, but if you, as you go south of town, know that those rain chances drop off pretty dramatically. All right, we'll take a look at the Futurecast for you coming up in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. Well, the holidays are here, right around the corner, but for a lot of victims of the Hill Country flooding, they're still spending their time trying to rebuild their lives.
And for almost 5 months, many have not been making an income. Their only places to work are still gutted buildings.
Including some of those you see right there. Our reporter Patty Santos has been speaking with families in Kerr County who tell us that their access to money has been a problem.
This is the hair salon.
The framing is finally up at the Ingram Dam Shopping Center since the last time we visited, but they have to wait for the plumbing, windows, and electric work to be done.
What has been the hardest part about reopening your facility?
The biggest part is obtaining financing, obtaining funding to rebuild. We've raised about $150,000. The rebuild is going to run over $400,000.
The shopping center had about 7 businesses when the flood happened and 2 residential units. Owner Steve Edelstein estimates about 20 people worked at this center alone.
Businesses are the lifeblood of the community. Without businesses, the community dies. People may have had their homes destroyed and they had their homes rebuilt, but they have no jobs because the businesses where they worked are no longer there.
Edelstein says it's not possible for him to get a loan when rent profits are not very high, so he keeps building until money runs out, which he says will happen soon.
I had to deal with the reality of the flood, and now I have to deal with the reality of the finances. And if people elect to help us, thank God for their help.
I asked him why he chose to stay and rebuild.
I could have sold the building. Somebody would have picked it up probably for, fire sale prices. But this is part of the community. This is a big part of the Ingram community.
Well, and that was our Patty Santos reporting, but he does encourage anyone who still wants to help businesses to make donations to the West Kerr and or Kerrville chambers.
Yeah, still an opportunity there to help out. That money goes specifically to those local businesses, and you can find links on our website, ksat.com.
Well, an announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is set to change the lives of millions of women. The FDA is removing the black box warning from all hormone replacement medicines containing estrogen. So this warning, based on a study from 2002, caused fear and led many women to stop treatment. Experts say the warning was based on flawed data, and new studies show that HRT does not increase cancer risk. Women interested in this should talk to their doctors to see if it's right for them.
Well, about 10% of kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and some preschoolers are now getting diagnosed on and starting on meds really fast, as early, often within a month. Experts say that it's best to try behavior strategies first, especially for 4- and 5-year-olds, before jumping right into medication. Meds can help with focus, but they can also cause side effects like trouble sleeping or irritability.
Well, lung cancer, the deadliest cancer here in Texas. So for Lung Cancer Awareness Month, North Central Baptist Hospital is inviting the public today until 4 p.m. to learn about early detection and new technology.
The focus is on ion robotic assisted lung biopsy devices with a scope the size of a phone cable that can reach some hard to find tumors. You'll be able to see this device up close and go ahead and try it out as well. You can also learn about how this is helping doctors find tumors for early, better treatment. While shopping the grocery aisles with the rise of ultra-processed foods means navigating a long list of ingredients and questions about additives, which have become a big part of the U.S. diet. Close to 70% of U.S. food supply has those ingredients.
Well, in the U.S., the Food and Drug Administration aids by the GRAS principle, which generally stands for generally recognized as safe. However, in Europe, a product or additive must be proven safe before it hits grocery stores.
So I actually just found this in this French store. It's American-style sandwich bread. They still have quite a few ingredients. This isn't like you're going to the boulangerie here in Paris and it's only 4, but it still only has around 8 ingredients.
Well, Mars Incorporated, that is the company that owns M&M, says that in 2026, products made without food, drug, and cosmetic colors will be available in the United States across gum, fruity, confection, and chocolate candy from several of their brands.
Well, an international group of health experts taking aim at the food business, 43 of them published a scathing report on ultra-processed foods on Tuesday in the medical journal The Lancet. So it claims those foods contribute to obesity, chronic health conditions, and premature death.
And this new study calls for the governments to regulate the foods with warning labels, taxation, and advertising restrictions. Johns Hopkins University defines ultra-processed foods as having at least one ingredient that you would not find in a kitchen. They also must undergo some sort of process like pre-frying, molding, or chemical alterations.
Well, time now is 9:38 and 76 degrees for now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Holiday sales are approaching, and the big day for all of them, we're talking about Black Friday coming up. After the break, we're going to show you what you should watch out for to get the best deal.
And a quick check of the roads with our TransGuide cameras looking over, where is that? Okay, Highway 21, Loop 410, things are moving there. And also at 35 at Highway 90, things are moving. I don't think we have any big problems, RJ, right?
No, not within the city. Now keep in mind, Kerrville out there, I-10 still dealing with an 18-wheeler crash, but everything within the city of San Antonio looking pretty good on this Thursday morning.
Welcome back. It's 9:42. Well, Black Friday is a little more than 1 week away now, but this year there may be some sneak surprises when it comes to the deals.
Okay, I like to hear that. Karen Kaifa shows us what you need to know about finding some of the best prices out there.
Popular holiday gifts like toys, apparel, and electronics are among the most imported and most impacted by the Trump administration's tariffs.
The uncomfortable reality of it all is that the sort of things that we want this Christmas or in past Christmases is stuff that is no longer produced in the United States.
Russell Hawley, director of shopping content for CNET, says some tech and toy manufacturers have made changes to trim their costs.
There have been a number of manufacturers that have made it clear that they're going to, in order to adjust to tariffs, do things like remove batteries. So the batteries would need to be a separate purchase. The packaging may be different.
Purchasing items brought in before tariffs took effect may help consumers save, but Hawley says do some research, especially with tech, to make sure it's worth it.
We've seen quite an increase in people shopping, refurbished versions of models of things that they are interested in order to get that, kind of extra savings. My biggest recommendation to anybody going that route is to just read the fine details.
David Bieri, associate professor of economics at Virginia Tech, says online shoppers who find big deals need to note where the item ships from.
If you're doing direct imports or have FedEx or DHL or UPS or even the US Postal Service act as your importer, you will have to carry the cost.
The de minimis rule had long kept low-value packages entering the U.S. tariff-free. That exemption ended in August. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Well, the holiday season is alive and well at the Pearl, and visitors in the spirit of giving have a real chance to help out this holiday season. So the Light the World giving machine is in place at the Pearl and gives everyone the opportunity to help out a nonprofit this holiday season.
So this is pretty cool. People can make a contribution by picking an item in that machine that goes directly to a local nonprofit.
We've experienced so much growth in demand for services in the last 2 years, and so this opportunity to share our mission and the importance of those we serve, our children and adults, some of here who are with us today with disabilities, this is just amazing for us.
The giving machine, you see it right there, can be found at the Pearl through December the 7th.
Downtown San Antonio is going to turn into a winter wonderland this year, so Civic Park will be decked out for the holidays from November 28th through January 3rd. And that's not all. The Hemisphere is going to get an ice skating rink this holiday season. Starting at the end of this month, you can visit the park for food, gift, markets, and music.
You ready to bust out your skates, Steph?
Well, I don't have ice skates. Yeah. I have roller skates. They probably won't let me take it there.
For the ice skating rink at the Hemisphere are going to run for about $15. Other events like movies at the park and the New Year's Eve countdown will also be held at the park this holiday season. For more information, all the events out there, Hemisphere, Civic Park, and scheduling, head over to our website, KSAT.com, and search for this story.
I'm excited about the ice skating rink. I wonder how big it will be. And
we got a pro right here.
Well, I've seen more and more of those pop up. Not good at ice skating. Not good for tall people, I've decided. Yeah. You got to have a low center of gravity. Anyway. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really
does. Yeah, it does. Now it does.
And it gets us, it gets us in the spirit, because it does not feel like it with all this heat that we've had here across South Texas, at least to start November. Now, let's look at the water vapor here, and what we're watching is an upper level low that is moving in from Arizona. And the water vapor always does a good job of showing us where we have spins in the atmosphere, so we know where our low pressure is, but it also really shows us where we have good moisture. And this blue color here is that moisture that's being lifted. And it really, the best lift is going to be here across West Texas and just west of San Antonio. So that's why we have the highest rain chances out across the hill country this morning. Now, again, that's going to shift a little bit further east and closer to San Antonio in the coming hours. I think by the afternoon, we'll see more here around town. It could affect the evening commute. We could see some thunderstorms redevelop as well. But for now, it's going to be out towards Rock Springs and Del Rio that we pay close attention to. We are seeing some more thunderstorms out there in Edwards County at this hour. You can see some of the heavier storms that have set up, and there are flash flood warnings, mind you, just to our north there in Kimball County. Not in our viewing area, but just a sign of the fact that this is pretty heavy stuff that is starting to take shape. We've got showers across the Hill Country, Lakey, over to Concan. And then here in San Antonio, we've had a few showers as well. Nothing that's been all that heavy, but we're detecting a few more showers around Kennedy. And then some of this activity could work up into town here within the next couple of hours. But if we're going to see any significant rainfall, and I mean like thunderstorms, that's going to hold off until this afternoon. So let's walk you through the futurecast here. And this is noontime. Shows a couple showers here, and then the bigger showers and storms, or the more coverage out across the Hill Country. So this is Rock Springs, Junction, Del Rio. And yes, we could see some pretty nice thunderstorms. I'm not looking for a lot of severe weather, but the setup is there for that. Now, this is the problem. As these storms move east, this is around 6 o'clock, a lot of this is starting to kind of shift a little bit further north, and I know that's disappointing. I still think we'll get some rain here in town. It just may not be the numbers that we hope for. And then these storms will push off to the north and east, and we will get another shot of rain overnight into very early Friday morning. This is 6 a.m. There's a frontal boundary that'll move through, and I think we'll get a broken line of showers in storms with this. Then drier air briefly works in because that moist air comes right back to the north. This front doesn't really last for very long, and we get showers back in the forecast by Saturday. So if you missed out on the rain, at least know that there are more chances. By far, the biggest rainfall totals are going to be out here where you see this yellow color, and that's 2 inches plus. But as we discussed, there could be some bullseyes where we get more rain than that, and that's why there is concern for flooding, especially if you get training thunderstorms. Off to the north, 1 to 2 inches, but I would say here in San Antonio, more on the order of 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Again, not what we hope for, but it's just how this situation is playing out. Let's go outside for you, and you can see we got mostly cloudy skies as we can see the cityscape there in the background. A little bit of sun shining through. 76 degrees at the airport, a good south-southeasterly wind, so it will be breezy today. 75 New Braunfels, 79 Converse. With the breaks in the clouds, I suspect we'll get up into the 80s. We'll call for a 30% chance of just some spotty showers through roughly 2 o'clock, and then thereafter we do bring the rain chances up here in San Antonio. Again, it's not going to be raining the whole time, just some hit or miss thunderstorms as we get later into today. And temperatures will dip into the 70s this evening. But even with that front coming through tomorrow, it's not going to be overly cold or chilly. We're expecting 79 on Friday. So really, that front doesn't do much for us, at least that initial front. 75 Saturday, 78 Sunday. You see the rain chances there. We'll get a 40% chance of some showers and storms Monday morning with yet another front. That dries us out Monday, Tuesday, and then we get a stronger front for Wednesday into Thursday. So that means Thanksgiving has the potential to be pretty chilly, especially in the morning. Right now we're going 49, but we expect the high maybe in the 60s with sunny skies. Could turn out really, really beautifully. It will be a little windy, though, on Wednesday. Just know that.
Gotcha. Perfect for the turkey trot on Thanksgiving morning.
Yes, I forget. See, that's your thing.
Steph's always thinking about that. I'm thinking about just sitting on the couch watching the Cowboys.
Me too.
You can do that after.
That too.
After. Yeah.
Work off that turkey, yeah.
Let's check in with our friends at SA Live, getting ready for Thanksgiving.
The countdown to Thanksgiving is on, so that got us thinking about what's your favorite Thanksgiving pie. Okay, the choices are there on the screen. Justin, I know what yours is, and yes, it's there.
Jerry, all the way.
Wow, already getting some votes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a huge pie fan, but whatever's chocolate, so I will take a vote of chocolate.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, you know what? I did not like pumpkin pie growing up, but now I do really enjoy it with the whipped cream. But growing up, my mom used to make one. It's not on the list there, but I would vote pumpkin there. But crunchy caramel apple pie.
Oh,
it's a mouthful, but yes,
apple.
it was delicious.
Sounds fancy.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
well,
mine.
Funny you say that, because guess who we've got on the show? We've got Tootie Pie here, so we want you to scan that QR code. Let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving pie is, and how about let someone else do the work, right, Jamie? Okay.
Come and see us and let us do the work for Thanksgiving.
All right, and when someone is baking a pie at home, the weather plays a role. How?
Yes, people don't think so, but it really does. The humidity causes lots of problems and causes your pies to collapse. So, like I say, if you want the show-ready pie, come see us and we'll make it easy for you this Thanksgiving Day.
All right, and a little Southern sweetness to your Thanksgiving meal. Jada is out at Ida Claire. Hey there, Jada.
Yes, good morning. I'm so excited. We're getting all ready for Thanksgiving. We've got pies and tons of desserts. And the chef herself, Mary Lou, she brought me out something that was so good this morning. I was so excited. I basically scraped up the plate, so I don't even remember what was on here, but it was definitely delicious. So don't go anywhere because we are going to get into those desserts and all that you can expect here at Ida Clear. But I'm tossing it back to you for now.
Well, a legendary holiday rock concert coming back to the Alamo City. What you need to know about this year's ghostly show and how you can get tickets. And want to make it the easiest Thanksgiving ever? Oh, come see this guy, Drew, over at Max and Louie's
How's it going?
New York Diner. Hey, look at this. This is what you can prepare for someone, right?
We are selling holiday meals for everybody in town. So we have turkeys. You can still, if you go online to Max and Louie's, we still have some turkeys available.
Okay.
So I would do it.
So get those orders in.
Get those orders in.
Right? And that is pumpkin
That is a
cheesecake.
pumpkin cheesecake.
Ooh, all right.
yeah.
We got mimosas, and what are we going to be making today?
Today we're going to be making a waffle Benedict.
All right.
Not so holiday, but fun.
It's all right. I brought my stretchy pants under this dress, okay? All right, well, fried chicken and champagne. Oh, yes, why not? We're showing you how there are no rules for the holidays as long as you have a bottle of sparkling wine. All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few.